Hello everyone, this is Nate Ragia, and this Nostalgia Rewind. Because of your votes, we're going to be taking a look at... God, that was a terrible Australian accent impression.
Rocko's Modern Life.
The fucking great cartoon that got away with way more adult jokes than Ren and Stimpy ever have. I ask you, what do you do when you take a funny cartoonist with nothing to lose, add a pinch of humor, satire, add some adult innuendos, and mix it all together? You get Nickelodeon's Rocko's Modern Life, everybody. And while you can compare this a little bit to Ren and Stimpy, Rocko does a way better job having adult hidden material enough to not have the creators get an eviction notice. While Ren and Stimpy was made as a cartoon for adults, made as a kids show in disguise, while Rocko was a kids show that strictly wanted to be a cartoon for adults. Rocko's Modern Life is a show I actually miss very, very much. It was so good and took risks using crazy characters. It actually used thought and imagination, and it didn't pander to a certain group or audience. In short, Rocko just wants to be a good, fun cartoon for all, and its main strength is comedian comedy. Have you ever heard a comedian take an aspect of their life or situation, like going shopping, and they were just blowing it out of proportion, making it so damn funny? Rocko's Modern Life, that's its humor in a nutshell. Comedian comedy. And with the help of the visual humor, a lot of these gags in the show are pure fucking hilarity. All the characters in the show are fucking nuts and have an amazing cast of voice actors behind them, including Charlie Adler, Carlos Lazuki, and Tom Kenny, the first two actually got the star on the show. I'd like to say a couple things, have a little shout out to Carlos Lazuki, as he plays a very good mellow Rocko, but as you know, he is best when he makes a very cartoony scream and yell. As he is known as Mr. Crocker in the Very Odd Parents show, he is known to yell quite a bit, especially when he yells out, "Fairies!" I would also like to say a few things about Mr. Carlos Adler, as he is pretty well known to our childhood as well, as he played both the red guy, Cow and Chicken from Cow and Chicken, and Mr. and Mrs. Bighead. Sometimes he goes on full red guy in Rocko's Modern Life too, with a yes, and it's pretty damn funny. Yes, it is. Now let's take a look back at the humor and characters again. Now there's a lot, and I mean a lot, Rocko got away with. That shows like that would not get away with nowadays, especially with channels like Nickelodeon. Most likely, shows like that have done what Rocko has done would end up on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim, which isn't a bad thing, but nonetheless, that's one of the few things that shows like Rocko, it shows its age with that. Joe Murray told Nick in the beginning that he does not write for kids, and they were okay with that. If they can survive Ren and Stimpy, they can survive anything. Now, Nick still looked over episodes and censored some, even removed some, like the popular and infamous episode where Rocko works for a sex hotline. That episode was so messed up, but so good. And here are a couple things that they didn't forget, or they did, or just didn't cut or censor. One of them is Rocko's favorite restaurant on the show, which is the Choky Chicken, which is an inside joke about jerking off, of course. And in this, why didn't... Oh god, I know... come on. And then, of course, there's a lot of gags where it shows the hippo lady, and she's always like, "How dare you!" And there's always an awkward situation where he puts his face in her butt accidentally, or runs into her or something. And this one's pretty dirty where he ends up with her bra, but it's pretty fucking funny. But yeah, there's a lot of gags like that in it. Here's some facts for ya. Did you know that Rocko was the first in-house studio creation? where the first cartoons like Doug, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy were contracted to other studios. That's why Rocko's Modern Life got away with so much more and had a way better flow of writing. And it was so good. And do you guys know that Rocko was originally colored yellow? Yeah, in the first episodes, he originally was yellow and he looked kind of differently shaped. And I don't think yellow mascots ever work out. Even though the show was canceled, they wanted to work on SpongeBob! And we all know what became of that. Rocko's Modern Life was a diamond in the 90s. It had a polish you just don't see in many cartoons nowadays. Rocko uses humor to entertain children and adults alike, and that's why it was so good. That's why I compared it to Ren and Stimpy a little bit. Rocko felt like it had a plan for every episode, as while Ren and Stimpy was like a pilot flying a plane without a pilot. It was crazy, but I loved it as well. It was also very, very good. I miss this type of show a lot, but the past is sadly in the past. Joe Murray told Nickelodeon to continue on his legacy and make more seasons, but they canceled it, which probably was a good thing because it might have gone stale, especially without Joe Murray there. But it had 4 seasons, which was a lot at the time, and I think it'll live on through generations of us 90s kids, showing our kids this great show, and on and on. Well, that's my review, everyone. Till next time, same funny channel, same nostalgia episodes. Peace. And now, I leave with you, Gordon the Foot.